After China, I returned to Vietnam in October, and it was important for me to stick around for a while because my wife was gonna have a baby. What? How'd that happen? In this video, we're gonna be taking a look back at the wild year that was 2024. This is the 7th annual Besty Awards, an award show where we hand out 0 physical prizes, but where the prizes are spoken through words and they're felt through feelings. Millions and maybe even 1 billion of you voted. And soon I'll reveal the winners for categories like Best Video, Best Meat from around the world, and my favorite, Most Embarrassing Moment. But before we get into the Besty Awards, I wanna take a step back and talk about the year that has been 2024. It all starts technically in 2023 at the end of December when we went to the Philippines to shoot a 4-video series in Luzon. By the end of that trip, I got to meet the legendary, the iconic Apo Wang Un, and she put her mark on me. It's right here. She is done. She uses a little bit of a tissue to wipe it off, and I look like I have 3 bee stings. Wow. In 2024, I went to my 7th continent, Antarctica, where I was hoping to eat penguins, seals, polar bears. They don't even have polar bears, and you can't eat any of the animals. But it was a 2-week cruise, and it was amazing. There we shot a couple of videos for the second channel, and we got to see how life works on a cruise ship that supports 300 people with 300 staff. I'd always been kind of anti-cruise, unless you're talking about Tom Cruise. Love that guy. But it turned out to be a legendary experience, and I hope to do maybe 1 or 2 cruises in the future. And if I do, I will be taking you along. Now, to go to Antarctica, we had to travel by way of Chile. So when we got back from that trip, we thought, why not do a few videos here in the country of Chile? And that's what we did. We shot 4 second channel videos in Chile. It was a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful hot dogs. Man, you guys got some hot dogs.
What am I doing?
I don't know if we're gonna top this food experience today. When they say completo, they are not joking. After Chile, we thought, wow, it's really hard to get to South America. Let's stick around and shoot more videos. So we went to Argentina. In Argentina, we shot 4 more videos for the second channel. Oh my God, so much flavor.
Go May, baby.
In February, I came back from South America here to Asia, and we shot a series in Cambodia on our main channel. The last time I had shot in Cambodia, it was an awful experience. I used a drone to shoot their prime minister's house. It was a nice building. After doing that, the police caught me, they took my drone, they took my phone, and they interrogated me for 2 days. It wasn't that fun of a time. This time, we had a great local team who knew which buildings you shouldn't drone so you don't get arrested. Smart, 100 IQ. In March, I went with my wife to Hong Kong to film for the second channel. Hong Kong is wonderful. It looks cinematic. Almost anywhere you point a camera, it looks beautiful. And the food, delicious. The beef is thinly sliced, super lean. Virginia says it comes from the butt of the cow. Is that right, Virginia?
Correct. It's the most tender with beef flavor.
Well, I'm not sure who told her the most tender part of the cow was in the butt. In April, we had one of our most challenging series yet. We went to Ghana and then to London, back to back. Ghana is a tough place to shoot. People don't like to be filmed that much. We met a mix of people. We met some really heartwarming, amazing people. And then there's some people, people in the comments were like, hey, how come the people seem like they're not that nice? Well, they're just being themselves, I would say. That is a giant yellowfin tuna. This thing must weigh 150 pounds. Oh, look, she covered it up. Now we can't see it. But, from the comments, I learned from Ghanaian people that Ghanaians are nice deep down. Just very, very deep. Very deep. From there, we went to basically the same place, London. Joking, quite different. London was fun to shoot in because it's like people know of some of their food, but in some ways they don't take London or British food seriously. But I got a great education on British food, from the cold meat pies to the jellied eel to some things that actually tasted good too.
The beef is so perfectly cooked.
That was heavenly.
Also feels rich but light at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to describe it. It's a paradox. From there, I stayed in London for a little bit and shot a couple of second channel videos, and then I met my wife in Italy. In Italy, we shot one of the most expensive pizzas you can find in Rome, and we did like a market tour. But for me, what was great about it was I got a little taste of Italy. It's my first time having been there, and I cannot wait to go back and to dig deeper into that country. After the European trip, we returned to Vietnam, and then tragedy. We had a whole trip planned for Japan, and then Japan denied visas for my Vietnamese team. Not cool. Very not cool. We were left to scramble and come up with a new production, even though we had spent weeks working on the Japanese one. Instead of going to Japan Japan, we created 2 new shoots. First, my wife and I went to Taiwan. In Taiwan, I shot 4 videos, including the best buffet I've ever been to in the world. It's a duck skin nigiri. So it all starts with the rice. They have the duck skin, and then they take their rice. It looks a little bit different than a typical sushi rice. And then, oh, this is gonna be great. He takes the torch and he makes that skin extra crispy. Wow. Just a couple days after getting back from Taiwan, we went to Kazakhstan, and this is where we shot a main channel series with just 2 weeks of preparation. Luckily, we found an excellent local team, and I gave a call to my good friend Bekruz on short notice, and I said, my guy, you've got to make it. And he said, my guy, I will make it. And together, magic and love was made. But it was cinematic magic, and I loved every moment of it. After Kazakhstan, I returned to Minnesota with my wife, where I have a cabin where we stay in the summer. We stayed in the USA for several weeks, and we shot several second channel videos there, including videos in Minnesota, like the Garlic Festival. Fun, garlicky. It's so garlicky, I want to die. There's an intensity in my mouth that's hard to describe. It's just pure garlic crunch mixed with delicious pulled pork. But we also went to LA to shoot several videos for the second channel, including expensive sushi like Nobu. But the real reason I went to LA is because I got to achieve a bucket list item, and that was to go on the Adam Carolla podcast. Adam Carolla is a radio personality who I've been a fan of for a long time. A lot of my sense of humor was, I won't say stolen, I'll say borrowed. It was inspired by Adam Carolla. At the end of August, I came back to home base here in Vietnam. This was in preparation to shoot the next most challenging production of the year, going to Papua New Guinea. The pros of going to Papua New Guinea is that it is rough, raw, rugged travel. And so you're not going to be going to many places swarmed with tourists. The downside is we missed 18 different domestic flights. We had to add 2 days to our itinerary. It can be very frustrating and confusing dealing with local transportation, but we worked hard, and we were given support by a sensational fixer and part-time tour guide. His name was Travis. Sadly and tragically, Travis passed just a few weeks after we left Papua New Guinea. But I will always be thankful for his support and passion for the country that he grew up in.
I think the beauty of Papua New Guinea is that it's raw and untouched. It hasn't been exploited with tourism. You're going to get the authentic, raw experience in PNG. You know, it's a really genuine place at the local level. So I'd certainly advise people to get out, experience the local PNG, the real people.
Just 10 days after returning from Papua New Guinea, we took on our next challenge, going to mainland China. We shot a 5-video main channel series in Chengdu. Perhaps one of our most beautiful series. You'll see it soon. That series should be dropping in February of next year, and I just want to give you one shot that you should be looking out for. Boom, right there. Yes, that is me at a cockroach farm surrounded by millions of cockroaches. What do they do with those cockroaches? You're gonna have to wait and find out. After China, I returned to Vietnam in October, and it was important for me to stick around for a while because my wife was gonna have a baby. What? How'd that happen? Uh-oh, naughty.
Nice.
Yeah, she let me do it. All it takes is one time. Near the end of October, my baby was born. It's been quite a journey becoming a father, but I can't wait to see what fatherhood has in store for me, and it's gonna be interesting to see how having a child affects our future travel, because it most certainly will. So then November came, and I thought, you know what? I could use a little break from fatherhood. It's been an intense 4 weeks. So Calvin and I traipsed around Southeast Asia. A while ago, we shot a worst rated foods of Vietnam video. So then we took that concept on the road, going to Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, and Manila, reviewing the worst rated foods in all of Southeast Asia. And you've just seen that series come to life probably about a week ago. So that brings us to the current moment. As I record this, it is early December. In less than a week from now, I'm gonna be headed to Mumbai, where I'm gonna shoot a second channel series. And then our whole team is headed to Morocco, where we will shoot a main channel series about Moroccan food. Oh, quick side note, we killed the Best Ever Food India channel. Are you happy? Context, in 2023, we started a channel called Best Ever Food India. I thought, you know what? We're so good at researching and filming and editing about foods, but I can't always be everywhere at the same time. Why not do a series in India where I'm not physically there? And you guys celebrated it, you loved it. Wait, no, people complained a lot that I wasn't there. And so even though the options were have a video without me there or have nothing, it seemed that everyone got their wish of having nothing. What are you gonna do? We had a good time making it though, and for the people who complained about it, something existing that they didn't have to watch, thank you so much. So that is 2024, and in a moment, we're gonna announce the winners of the Besty Awards for this year. But before that, I wanna say a huge thank you to my team. Really, I feel like right now, the Best Ever Food Review Show team is as solid as it's ever been. From camera guys to producers to editors, there is a feeling in the company of personal responsibility, of always doing whatever it takes to constantly improve, work hard, and to make each product, each shoot, each edit, or each thumbnail better than the one before. At this point, sometimes I can't even tell if I'm the one pushing my team or my team is the one pushing me. But we keep each other accountable, and I'm proud of the amazing things that we've made so far, and I feel excited about the opportunities that we have for the future. For those who don't know, here's a quick background of how things work around here. We have a 20-person team that makes both these channels come to life. Everything begins with the idea and research stage in the producing room. The producers reach out to and work with fixers or local producers from other countries to develop ideas, get permissions, and write out schedules. From there is the production team. Usually one producer, 2 camera guys, and me, plus a little bit of local crew members that we hire too. From there, all that footage goes to the editors. In order to edit one main channel video, it usually takes about 2.5 to 3 weeks. From there, it gets mastered, and now we even have a thumbnail guy. We have a guy who just does thumbnails. Shouldn't he be doing more stuff? These days, our second channel team is just as important as our main channel team. So for shooting, it used to be my wife. Now she has a baby. We both do, I guess. So now usually one of my camera guys will take over shooting, but they still use the phone. From there, we also have specialized second channel editors who have developed their own distinct style different from the main channel. And then we also have this lady named How. She's been with us for many years and she cooks all the food. So a huge thank you to the BEFRS team for 2024 and onward to a massive and successful 2025. But first, we gotta talk about these awards, baby. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first category, Best Co-Host. And the nominees are Bekruz in Kazakhstan.
You don't like it?
I like it.
Yeah, you don't like it. Hold on, why are you eating some potato right away or fried bread?
I'm washing it down, bro.
Have another bite.
Thank you very much.
Oro in Puerto Rico.
Why are you backing up?
Chef Abby in Ghana. Abby, you're looking at the food.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think this looks good. From my experience, it looks spicy. This soup is supposed to be spicy, so I think it looks perfect.
Or Calvin Bui in Vietnam. How does a male and a female, I don't know how babies work, Calvin.
Nó chỉ có nhảy.
The female will put her buttock in the air, and the male will slide, but not.
I'm saying, there are websites out there. This could be a new category. And the winner, running away with 42% of the vote, is Calvin Bui. Nice. Calvin and I met early on when I moved to this country when I was still a nobody. Wait, am I somebody now? I think I am. And so I wandered into his Mexican restaurant, listening to a podcast, eating tacos alone, and he offered me a cheap tequila shot. And our friendship has blossomed and ballooned from there, meaning that sometimes we do balloons together. If you don't know what that means, you've never been to Southeast Asia. Next category, Most Unique Food. And the nominees are lamb brisket and intestines. Can you guess what this is?
Some weird alien creature that was caught in a mountain, no?
It looks like it could be a reptile. Crocodile Lechon. You've got a knife in front of you. Let's see what you got.
Oh, so we're getting some crocodile hamachi.
This feels more like a horizontal shawarma. Oh yeah. There's a beautiful color on here. Ooh yeah. It's still juicy, warm, crispy on the outside. Raw, rotten fish and grilled snake. It would be easy to look at the maggots crawling on it and to judge it prematurely. The truth is, this is not really as much of a food as it is kind of a seasoning, a huge potent flavor provider that's meant to be mixed with other foods. Rotten pork stew. You taste the blood, it's a little bit sour and there's some heat too. There's like some chilies in there. Uh-oh. She just ate some of the dinuguan. She's making some comments.
She said it's good.
It's good. Or milk lungs. Imagine you just took the deepest breath possible, like, and then imagine all that was full of milk. That's what's happening here. And the winner for most unique food with 25% of the vote is milk lungs. Milk lungs is something I've had before in Uzbekistan, but this time we had it in Kazakhstan with the Uyghur community, and I had not known until now that it is a Uyghur recipe. Basically, as Dennis explains in the video clip, it's like somebody has turned animal lungs into bread. They've breadified an animal organ. Very cool. Our third category is Scariest Food, and the nominees are cow juice soup in the Philippines. He's got a strainer here, so he strains. Look, we don't want all the particles, we just want the juice. I mean, this is just magic right here. Do you know Iron Chef?
Yes, sir.
Your ingredient is cow shit. Grilled and roasted farm rats in Cambodia. It's so fatty, it's literally sticking to the skewers, just like pork skin would. The tail.
You can eat it.
That's a bit much. Really? He eats the tail?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maggot-infested rotten fish in Cambodia. Are you actually eating the maggots yourself?
Yeah, she basically, you pick them up. You don't wash it because if you wash it, it removes some of the flavor. So you just manually pick out the maggots.
Manually?
Yes.
I think you need a tweezers. Tarantula eggs in Cambodia. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna stretch it open. Oh my God! I've never seen anything like this. It's so many baby tarantulas.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And garbage can chicken or pog pog in the Philippines. It is possible that from the trash, you get some big pieces that have a lot of protein. And that's what you see here. But then there's also some pieces like this that we're certainly have eaten. And the winner is, Filipinos, you let me down. Come on, running away with 33% of the vote, maggot-infested rotten fish, also known in Cambodia as prahok. And can I say, don't have too much, but a little bit, pretty good, pretty good. Moving on to our next category, number 4, best food reaction. And the nominees are sheep stomach in Kazakhstan. Bat wings in the Philippines.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers, my friend. This is one hell of a meal, dude. $163 pho in Vietnam. Oh my God. Wow, it's like a consommé.
Add the truffle to the broth.
Spicy fried snails in Ghana.
Really hard.
That's a tough snail.
But that's good. The pepper is really nice.
Yeah, but the star is supposed to be the snail. Or cricket soup in Cambodia. It's a lovely broth.
It's not crispy though.
Very papery. It's hard to chew through. It's like eating fingernails. And the winner with 30% of the vote is the very expensive, opulent pho in Vietnam. That is the type of pho that it's really like once in a lifetime. That experience, having that beef noodle, it was so delicious. I'm glad I got to share that experience with Calvin. Would I try it again? Yes, because that place is like a mile from my house. I don't know why I haven't tried it again already. It was so good. Maybe this weekend. Next, we're doing my favorite category, category number 5, most awkward moment. The nominees are sheep head yawn in Kazakhstan. Ooh. This is, sorry, I should have done that. Bekruz milking a horse in Kazakhstan. The horse can tell it's a different set of hands. My hands are very soft.
Oh, I'm getting something.
Now, if you look at Bekruz's posture, it's like he's ready to recoil at any moment. Getting into a fight in Ghana. Holy shit, are they gonna make it through?
It was in this moment that our camera swung back to catch a glimpse of an approaching 3-wheel cart. The man in the orange vest jumped off the vehicle and approached my cameraman.
Hey. Oral making sausages in Puerto Rico.
She said you put just the tip and then just pull all the way out. And then keep pulling.
You seem very familiar with this action.
I used to have a lot of practice, not anymore.
It's been a long time, baby.
How do the intestines feel?
They feel very sausagey, like very fragile and tender and...
Or Sonny thinking he's cool in Puerto Rico. For this pig to cook all the way through, how many hours are we talking?
Maybe between 4 and 4 hours and a half.
Between 4 and 4.5 hours? Mm-hmm. That sounds perfect. In the meantime, let's get some breakfast. You know all the piggy parts from the inside? We cooked that into another thing. We're gonna eat that now.
Really?
Absolutely.
Do you need to do that every time you say?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
It's dramatic. And the winner with 48% of the vote is getting into a fight in Ghana. Awkward indeed. What happened? Well, we filmed some guys who didn't want to be filmed. I don't know. Maybe they're in witness protection. That said, I tried to make amends by offering to buy beer for the guys who were potentially going to beat us up. Did it work? Well, I didn't have to buy the beer, but they also didn't beat us up. Moving on to category number 6, most mouth-watering meat. Pig lechon in Puerto Rico. It's juicy, delicious, salty. Underneath the skin is kind of gummy.
And a little bit sweet too.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that's some of the best pork I've had in a long time. That's real good. Expensive beef Wellington in the United Kingdom.
It looks incredible and I cannot wait to eat it.
Let's try it out.
Oh, that is slicing like butter.
Roasted pork in Ghana. It's greasy, it's a bit crispy on the outside. It's so heavy. You compare that with some onions, I like that. Camel steak in Kazakhstan. So far, we've had the camel with a lot of other ingredients and it's been hard to really figure out the actual taste, but I wanted to have a chance to taste the meat directly to see truly what the camel tastes like. Or is it gonna be okra soup with oxtail and shrimp in the USA? I'm gonna do some of that oxtail. Oh, the oxtail, amazing. And the winner with 34% of the vote is pig lechon in Puerto Rico. That was awesome. Now, the pork lechon, amazing. At the same time, YouTube keeps getting softer and more, I love YouTube, but.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Maybe things will change in the future as the USA heads into a golden age, but what's happened in the last year is if anybody has a thumbnail that shows lechon or roasted pork or a pig face, it's all demonetized. So congratulations, you're gonna see 500% less of that content in the future. That said, that pig lechon was excellent. Category 7 is Most Enlightening Video, and the nominees are Uyghur Muslim Food in Kazakhstan. Why aren't more Chinese Uyghurs trying to escape or come here to Kazakhstan?
What it seems like is that the Chinese government is just not letting the Uyghur people or Muslim people out of the country.
Jesus.
Maybe they're not being given passports, maybe they're not being given visas, but they're basically being kept inside of a prison.
Inside Africa's billion-dollar bushmeat industry in Ghana. I think most Westerners, when they come here to do reports or videos or documentaries on bushmeat, it's really only done to villainize what's taking place locally. Of course, we all know the dark side of bushmeat, people hunting and selling endangered animals and so on. But bushmeat is also an industry that employs thousands of people. Eating the Philippines' rotten pork delicacy with Apo Wangut. Do you remember how old you are when you first got it started as somebody who is tattooing others?
She started practicing when she was about to be 10 years old.
The Philippines' Heartbreaking Street Food, a documentary about pagpag. Some people in the Philippines have taken drastic measures in order to sell and consume pagpag, the recycled, thrown away, discarded food that comes from this restaurant. Or catching 10,000 shrimp for shrimp and grits.
The history of this country is a movement toward freedom, and African Americans have been big movers in trying to bring freedom to everybody. So this whole idea about when we benefit, the whole country benefits.
And the winner with 31% of the vote is the Philippines' Heartbreaking Street Food, pagpag. I feel mixed about this topic. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding around it. One misunderstanding is that people feel that folks in these poor neighborhoods in Manila are forced to eat pagpag. That's not really the case. The case is that this is what people choose to eat. Now, do they have a ton of options? No. But they do have other equivalently priced options that don't come from a garbage can. That said, the people who cook it, they have a good reputation, they wash the food, the locals trust them, and they eat it and they enjoy it. And they're not crying while they eat it, they're laughing because they love chicken. Confusing, confounding, it's not a simple topic, there's a lot of gray area. But it was a fascinating topic to cover, and it was a difficult one to cover because it is such a sensitive topic. Moving on, Category 8 is Best Episode. Oh, we're moving fast. Let's get to those nominees. First, the Philippines' Heartbreaking Street Food, a documentary on pagpag.
It starts with a selection of protein that varies each day. It could include sausages, patties, or untouched pieces of chicken. But most of the time, it's partially eaten pieces of fried chicken like this.
Next, eating in Africa's wildest fish market. I want to get some fish too. Can I just grab some fish like this?
Yes, just grab it. No left hand, no left hand. Good.
Thank you.
That's right.
That's my tone when I train my dog. The USA seafood that kills 100 Americans a year. Every year there are casualties. Some people die from eating oysters, I assume that are raw. Is that correct?
You are correct.
Asia's maggot-covered delicacy.
Oh, those are some big maggots.
Come and take a look at this, Savvy. Wow. Farming and eating Vietnam's most dangerous animal. This place is amazing. It's like being at a zoo that has no variety. And the winner with 32% of the vote is, again, pagpag. So this was most enlightening and the best episode according to people who voted. So thank you to the people who watched and enjoyed this video. It was certainly uncomfortable for many, but it was a story worth telling. Right now we have 2 categories remaining. Our next one is the best second channel video. The nominees are Manila's most expensive buffet. We are just entering the seafood section and the plates here are laughable. It's too small. Partially judging mall food in the USA's biggest mall. So we have just wandered into the Barbie Cafe. I am slightly out of place because I don't have children. Luckily, my wife is holding the camera and she's giving me that slight bit of credibility that I need right now. Otherwise, this is how you end up on a list. $1,000 seafood challenge in Hong Kong. Right here, I have a plate of Oma abalone from Japan. All of this abalone has been dried out already. Each piece is over $2,000, and this entire plate is about $25,000. This is a down payment on a house. Rich man buffet versus poor man buffet in Taiwan. I'm told this is stinky tofu. No one does it more stinky than Taiwan, but does it really smell? I gotta say, not that stinky. I'm very disappointed. That's more stinky than that. And Italy's cheapest and most expensive pizza. It's a very economy-sized personal pizza.
Absolutely, because it's not about the size, but what you get inside.
So I tell my wife that all the time.
Me as well.
Okay,
Thank
good. You understand the struggle.
Absolutely.
It was a tight race, but the winner with 27% is Rich Man Buffet versus Poor Man Buffet in Taiwan. Oh, let me tell you, both buffets, good buffets. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with the Rich Man Buffet. I've been to so many buffets now. It is the best buffet I've ever been to in the world. It's almost impossible to get a reservation unless you have a food show with 10 million people. Let me put it that way. Right now we're moving on to our final category, the one closest to my heart, and that means best balls. The nominees are sheep eyeballs in Kazakhstan. I'm gonna just like a crowbar. Oh, you know what? I can just use my finger. I can just pop it out. Oh no.
Yeah, boy.
Rice balls in Ghana. The rice balls, when she was making it, it looked like oversaturated rice. She puts in a little too much water to get it soft, and then she balls it up.
That's it.
Fish balls in the USA. I'm curious how walleye-y it will be. Oh. Bread balls in Ghana. Why is it moving like that? I'm not sure if I'm gonna love this one or not. Stomach balls in Kazakhstan. Look at this, the pattern of the stomach on here. It's like a honeycomb, just gorgeous. Or cow balls in the Philippines. The best part about this is you don't really know what is what. You don't know what is a bat, what is a ball, what's a bench, what's a baseball glove. And the winner for best balls of 2024 is cow testicles in the Philippines. These balls were put into a soup known as bat and balls. You don't get much more bally than that. So if you don't know, balls, that would be the testicles. The bat, you figure it out. I'm not gonna tell you everything. So those are our Besty Award winners for 2024. Big congratulations to everybody involved, especially those guys that tried to fight us in Ghana. You did it. You got an award, and we'll send you out nothing. Actually. Before we go, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys. This channel would not be possible without you. I'm so glad you've not gotten sick of me yet. I hope we can do this for 10 more years. As long as you guys are down to watch, I am down to do whatever it takes to go to some of the most brutal and difficult places to find around the world with my team and produce the best quality food and travel content we can. Otherwise, that is it for this one. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Peace. I didn't look at this camera the whole time. Oops.